It's audible.
Okay, okay, okay. Good afternoon, everybody. Respected Sri Rajeshes, Superintendent Geologist GSI, Dr. S. Saji, Convener, Dr. Jita Essa, Principal, and other dignitaries. Myself, Anjama G. B. Nair, and I'm from 3rd DC Geology. Our Earth always seems to fascinate us, be if it is about its interior or its surface, or if its role in the solar system, or if it is about some events that took place in the past, or which is ongoing in the present, or something that is going to take place in the future. Everything of it leaves us astonished. So I am here to talk about something menacing as well as unbelievable that took place in the history of evolution of our Earth. About 252 million years ago, something went wrong on our planet. About 96% of all the marine species and 70% of all the terrestrial species got perished. And scientists call it the Great Dying or the Great Permian Extinction or the Permian Triassic Extinction. So if we take a look at the graph over here, the x-axis plots the rate of extinction of the biodiversity, and on the top of it there is a time scale. So the effect of this extinction is clearly evident as the Permian Triassic, the interval between Permian Triassic is showing the highest peak. So why is it unbelievable? Because 250 million years ago dates back to the Permian period in the geological timescale. It is a very important period as it marks the development of Pangaea, supercontinent, and Panthalassa. The deserts were developing at faster rates. The temperature was like 16 degrees Celsius, and the atmosphere was very much rich in oxygen, say about 2 times that is present now. And the sea level was 600 meters below than it is today. So, in overall, the desert condition was favorable for the reptiles to thrive, and they were flourishing. For example, like Parareptilia, Scotosaurus. And as for the vegetation, there were seed ferns, lycopods, and with this conifers and ginkgos dominating. And as for marine life, there were fishes, trilobites, coral reefs, etc. So in overall, the biodiversity was very much rich, and they were flourishing. But still, at this end of Permian and the beginning of the Triassic, this great Permian extinction came. So, what could be the reason? Unlike the meteorites that brought about the extinction 66 million years ago, the reason for this great Permian extinction is not quite sure because it is concerned with a sequence of events that are interconnected. So, as to find a reason, our scientists first looked outside the Earth, that is, into the open space, and they took the possibility of an asteroid. But the first clue the scientists got from the sedimentary rocks that were present during this period indicates a rapid increase of temperature. So this evidence was clearly against asteroids, as asteroids could have blocked the sun, and the temperature has to be low. And also, if it is asteroids, then the rate of the extinction has to be even more faster. But this Great Permian extinction was like 1,500 years long. Various other propositions were also made, like this supernova explosion.
Pause. You can restart after that. Anirima, you can start. Restart. Are you there?
So just a second, she's having a little trouble.
Okay. That was a public announcement in college. In fact, Rajesh sir, we are our final year students are coming to the college due to the change in government decision. So Aniruma is a final year student and she is presenting from college.
Okay, okay.
Anurima will continue now.
Sorry for the inconvenience. So we can continue. So first the scientists, for a reason, they looked outside our Earth, that is into the open space, and they took the possibility of an asteroid. But the first clue the scientists got from the sedimentary rocks that are present during the period indicate a rapid increase in temperature. So this evidence was clearly against the asteroid, as the asteroids could have blocked the sun and the temperature has to be low. And if it is asteroid, then the extinction has to be in a faster rate. But this Great Permian extinction was like 1,500 years long. Various other propositions were also made, like this supernova explosion, or the environmental changes that are brought about by the development of a supercontinent Pangaea, etc. And all of those were proven not to be. And finally, the scientists looked into the Earth, and yes, obviously the volcanic activity, and thus they entered the Siberian Traps. The Siberian Traps is a large volcanic igneous province in Siberia, Russia. And the eruption that is believed to have formed the Siberian Traps is one massive eruption of that era. So, about 252 million years ago, giant blocks of magma built up in the Siberian crust. And the number of volcanoes was not enough to endure all this rising heat and pressure. So the crust does block upward and created a crack. The entire landscape erupted and changed into a lava, and everything was incinerated. Also, the molten rock and ash covered a vast area, say about 7 million square kilometers, and it was global. The emission also promoted the evolution of deadly poisonous gases like sulfur dioxide and carbon dioxide, and both of these have individual effect. First is sulfur dioxide got mixed with water in atmosphere, and it got precipitated as an acid rain, which really had a bad effect on the vegetation, especially the conifers. And the animals those who depended on this vegetation also got affected, and in turn, the entire food chain was shattered. And as in the case of carbon dioxide, it is usually put on check by the plants as they are consumed during the process of photosynthesis. But here the plants are dying globally due to the increased sulfur dioxide and acid rain. So this caused the level of carbon dioxide to rise, and which in turn made the temperature to rise about by, say, 5 degrees Celsius. This 5 degrees Celsius may sound very small, but it is absolutely deadly for the biosphere. So by this time, about 40% of the extinction was complete. And if we take a look at the oceans, the picture there is far more pathetic than land, because marine species are more sensitive than terrestrial species to any changes. So the increased temperature caused the amount of dissolved oxygen in the oceans to decrease, a condition called hypercapnia, and the oceans became stagnant. Pretty much everything except fishes died, like coral reefs, trilobites, everything was gone. And in this new oxygen-deprived environment, the anaerobic bacteria evolved, and they began emitting this hydrogen sulfide, which caused the oceans to turn pink. So if we look at our planet during that time from space, it would appear pink. And also the carbon dioxide that was released onto the ocean floor also brought about mild greenhouse effect. And finally, there was this molecule, methane clutterate, or simply methane hydrate, which is a frozen form of methane. it can actually be used as a fuel, but due to the difficulty in extraction, it is only considered as a resource that can be used in future. So the structure of this methane clathrate is such that the methane gas is actually trapped in it. So due to the increase in temperature, the structure just got entangled and the methane was released. This released methane gas is more deadlier than the existing carbon dioxide, because 1% increase in carbon dioxide and 1% increase in methane would be like a 3 times effect. So unable to cope up with this condition, about 97 of the species got vanished. And only a few could survive, like those which are scavenging or burrowing deep inside the earth. They could only survive. And it took about 2 million years for the temperature to finally subside, and for the vegetation it took 5 million years, and for biodiversity it took about 10 million years to finally come back to its original state. And from the surviving species, the dinosaurs evolved as the new dominant species during the consecutive periods. So what do we infer is that the current scenario is also not too helping for a sustainable nature. So far, the extinctions was caused due to natural reasons, but the one that would be coming next would definitely be in a faster rate due to the anthropogenic activities. For example, if we take a look at the Czech Republic, there is this region called Black Triangle, which got its name after the coal that was burned in the nearby power plants. And decades of acidity has just devastated the entire ecosystem. Here is a picture of this Black Triangle region in Czech Republic, and we can see the region is barren due to this acid rain. And so with a lot more of such conditions emerging, we are at the edge of another extinction. Therefore, always do remember, on pushing other species to extinction, humanity is busy sawing off the limb on which it perches. By this, I am concluding my presentation. Thank you, everybody.
Thank you, Anirima. That was a wonderful presentation. If anybody have any doubts, you may ask now. Rajesh sir?
It's okay, good presentation, and covered all the hypothetical theory, because this is a matter of debate, because people may differ with all the theories of this mass extinction. Some people are saying that because of the iridium concentration, some people are saying the variation temperature. It will keep on going because no solid evidences are still there regarding the mass extinction. But well tried, Arunima, and good presentation.